Chapter 841. All break for me. Chapter 841. All break for me. Eat them. Eat people. We're tree spirits. Can we eat humans? Is it delicious? What we need is fertilizer, not human flesh. I suggest we bury them. I heard that the human body is the best fertilizer in the world, so we can grow thick and strong. While Long Fei was unconscious, Ling Long, Song Qian was poisoned by the smell of a plant and fainted. While they were unconscious, these ants were whispering to each other. They were currently discussing how to eat Long Fei and the other two. As they discussed, inside Long Fei's body, Poisonous Ancestor was annoyed. You want to play poison in front of me? Isn't this a bunk next to the latrine, not far from shit? When the Green Dragon Ancestor fell down to hear from Long Fei, he had been deep in thought. To the gods' martial continent, they were outsiders. Entering the gods' martial continent with power and influence had also disrupted this continent, and the Transu Empire, which was in its prime, was one of them. Seeing that, especially those cities that had suffered from war, Green Dragon Ancestor said softly, "Transu, it's because we had a calamity. This continent is because our dragon race is placed in the dark depths of the sea by the seal." The Green Dragon Ancestors' words fell. All the dragons were shocked. Black Dragon Ancestor said, "Are you saying that this is the Transu Empire, and that this is our first stop in God's martial continent?" Golden Dragon Master said, "It should be one of our dragon race's posts in the endless universe. Because of our arrival, they were affected by the calamity, and because of this, we avoided the first calamity." Green Dragon Ancestor slightly said, "Gold Dragon is right. Transu bore a calamity on our behalf. We owe the Transu." Transu believed in the God of Heaven, and they called this calamity the God of Heaven's punishment, because this calamity had fallen from the sky. The thunderbolt strike had left them virtually no time to prepare for it. The continent where the empire was located had instantly sunk. The entire continent sank into the depths of the sea. The seal was at the bottom of the deep sea. More than 3 million years ago, Wild's family discovered Dragon Body Tomb. Coincidentally, the lost continent also started at that time. The Devil's Sea appeared here. Blood Dragon Ancestor said slightly, "So, the boss body is also buried here. Is it a form of redemption?" Green Dragon Ancestor said slightly, "Not only boss, there's also—" Black Dragon Ancestor said lightly, "Sea Dragon King. It's the Sea Dragon King. He's also here with the seal to protect the Transu." "Big Brother Sea Dragon?" Ghost Dragon was excited. "He's here too?" Ha ha ha. The center of Green Dragon Ancestor's brows furrowed and said, "Sea Dragon doesn't want to be here. He had a battle with Boss, and in the end was defeated by Boss, so he had no choice but to be here with Seal. I'm worried." Sea Dragon King was slightly different from them. Sea Dragon King did not want to be Seal. He did not want to wait for some prophecy's son, because he did not believe that Yuan Long would be able to withstand the calamity after they were reborn in a few million years. Not this time, just after rebirth. It was even more impossible. However, in the battle against the Yuan Long, he had lost and could only be defeated by the Seal S. Hundreds of years had passed, and he had not submitted to the Yuan Long before. Long Fei was just a virtual immortal stage. How could he accept it? This was what the Azure Dragon was worried about. Poisonous Ancestor said, "Let's not talk about this for now. These tree spirits want to bury the 3 of them." "I don't care." And then, the moment the Poisonous Ancestor made his move, a pungent smell rushed into Long Fei's nervous system. He instantly woke up and cursed, "Damn, who's farting?" Long Fei's voice fell. The Azure Dragon, Black Dragon, Blood Dragon, Gold Dragon, and Ghost Dragon were all looking at the Poisonous Ancestor. The poisonous ancestor shrugged and said, I have no other choice. Ha ha ha. Laughter. Long Fei suddenly woke up to see Ling Long and Song Qianqian both hanging in the air by 2 tree vines, both of them unconscious. Huh. Long Fei frowned. At this moment, shua, a tree vine swept towards Xiang Long Fei like lightning. Kneel down, little one. Long Fei's gaze swept the area. Seeing that there were no people around, he immediately thought of the treemen on the Yuling Island and muttered, could it be that all of these are tree spirits? He couldn't care less. The dragon salyer in Long Fei's hand fiercely swung and cut the tree vines in half. My hand. My hand was cut off. Pain, 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 it's killing me. A towering tree screamed. At the same time, several towering trees nearby started to move as well. The roots of the trees began to seep out from the ground as a strong plant-type energy crazily crushed Xiang Longfei. The dense cluster of tree roots interweaved together to form a huge root net that covered Long Fei. Rub. We let the Tran go at Yuling Island. It's here. The dragon salyer in Long Fei's hands shook, and a strong blade, aura, ignited. This time, I will definitely not let you off. Whoosh, 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 asterisk the dragon salyer slashed crazily. The blade chi wreaked havoc, causing broken branches and branches to fly everywhere. The sword technique was very fast. It was so fast that no one could see it. But the binding speed of these roots was even faster. Furthermore, they possessed an endless amount of regeneration ability. Whenever you cut them in half, they would instantly grow out, causing the roots of the trees in all directions to sweep towards Long Fei. He was instantly trapped. Puny human. We're going to bury you. Be our tree manure. Kill him. All of them were incomparably arrogant. The strength of the plant type was very strong. Dragon Salyer S could not do it. They were killed too quickly, and their speed was completely useless. Immediately, the Dragon Salyer withdrew. Long Fei frowned for a while, then shouted out, You aren't afraid of the blade, right? Let's see if you're afraid of fire. Burning heaven. Buzz. Once the sky-burning dragon gun appeared, the spear body ignited. The power of Celestial in Long Fei's body surged, and he yelled in his heart, Rage of the burning heaven, rumble. A powerful force exploded from the dragon spear. Black flames engulfed everything, instantly incinerating the cage formed from the interweaving roots. Bam! Bam! The surrounding dryads were all knocked away. One by one they screamed, it burns me to death. Pain, pain, pain. It was like a rat scurrying away. After quickly retreating, bright red damage, numbers crazily floated up above their heads. As the damage above their heads floated upwards, his body began to shrink and shrink rapidly. The dryad, right? Long Fei's eyes swept across the area and looked at the surrounding spirits of the trees. The corners of his mouth curled up, and he laughed coldly. Now it's your daddy's turn. Explode for me one at a time. Chapter 842. There is a boss. Chapter 842. There is a boss. The long spear moved. The ethereal footwork beneath Long Fei's feet suddenly rushed forward. Shwa! A spear stabbed into the roots of the tree. His arms suddenly exerted force, and with a heavy lift, shwa! He directly sent a towering tree flying into the air. And then, only after snatching it out, like a dragon, did he manage to pierce through with great force. Whoosh, 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 asterisk on the dragon's spear. Black flames burned within the tree spirit, crazily reducing the blood on its head. Explode for me! Boom! A tree essence cracked, and its body exploded into flames. At the same time, The system sounded out. Ding! Congratulations to player Long Fei for killing Tree Demon for obtaining 19,000 experience, 200 power of celestial points, and 1 energy values point. Congratulations to player Long Fei for obtaining Treant Blood Vein. Do you wish to fuse it? Congratulations to player Long Fei for obtaining Wood Spirit Source. Your experience points is pretty good. Long Fei took a look at his experience. 19,000 points of experience points was indeed not bad. And once he saw the Wood Spirit Source, Long Fei asked, "Ancestor, what is this thing?" The Yen Huang ancestor said, "A type of power is the same as the fire essence you use to refine weapons." Fuse. Hearing Yen Huang ancestor's words, Long Fei moved. Ding! Congratulations to player Long Fei for successfully merging with Wood Spirit Source. The current fusion rate is 1%. Huh. It can still be upgraded, right? Then continue. Long Fei retracted his dragon spear and said, "Again." He slaughtered his way up. The tree spirit moved very slowly, and in the face of the sharp dragon spears, their attacks were completely useless. Sky-burning dragon gun. The reason he was called Burning Heaven was because he could even burn the sky. It was even easier. Long Fei muttered in his heart, "Tree spirit, oh tree spirit, can I get a golden body? I don't have much time. Just 5 minutes of the golden body's time is enough." Seconds in the game. Long Fei wanted 5 minutes. This was defying the heavens' will. Ding! Congratulations to player Long Fei for killing Tree Demon for obtaining 19,000 experience, 200 power of celestial, and 1 energy values. Congratulations to player Long Fei for obtaining the Wood Spirit Source. Do you wish to fuse it? Fuse. Ding! Congratulations to player Long Fei for merging with Wood Spirit Source. Current fusion degree, 50%. Continue. Long Fei continued to kill crazily as he chased after the tree demon and shouted arrogantly, "Aren't you all crazy? Aren't you going to bury me alive? Come on." Suddenly, a strange smell floated into Long Fei's nose. "Next. Brat, you're going to die soon. Soon, we'll tear your body apart and use your blood to irrigate the tree seeds. Then we'll use your power of celestial to nurture those tree people that you just killed." Long Fei's nerves were in chaos. With a shout in his heart, he said, "Poison dragon! Roar!" Poisonous ancestor let out a roar and said excitedly, "It's finally my turn to go up on stage. What the hell is this poison that you all are releasing? I'll let you all experience the poison of the myriad poison ancestor." The poisonous dragon was extremely stinky. After rushing out of Long Fei's body, it began to churn in the air. And then his stomach swelled and he rushed down. At this time, Green Dragon Ancestor immediately said, "Boss, quickly pinch your nose." Long Fei didn't react for a moment and said, "Hold on to your nose, why?" Plop! With a loud bang, a huge fart came out from the poisonous dragon's body. Following that, poisonous fog filled the sky and instantly diffused outwards. His speed was as fast as lightning. Long Fei also absorbed a bit of it, and his face immediately changed and became green. Long Fei almost fainted from the stench, and he remembered the last time he was in the Thousand Poison Lake. F***CK. Long Fei could not help but scold angrily. "Poison dragon, could you not be so disgusting?" Holy **T. Without waiting for Long Fei to finish speaking, the poison dragon once again farted and said, "I made a mistake just now and forgot that you trance don't know how to breathe, but this time you got it right. This time it was a poop yellow poisonous fog. The poison mist was very heavy, and as soon as it touched the ground, it immediately entered the body. And then again, the fecal yellow poisonous miasma stank even more. Long Fei could no longer hold back and shouted in his heart, "Hit him ruthlessly for me later." Poisonous Ancestor said smugly, "Are you guys worthy of using poison in front of me?" He was completely immersed in the world of poison. He looked intoxicated. To him, this was the best thing in the world. It was also the best taste. Puffed, puffed, puffed. At that moment, Long Fei pointed at Xiao Bai's big move. He suddenly realized how happy he was at that time. Xiao Bai had only caused him to lose face, but the poison dragon had made him lose his life. However, there was one advantage to it. Linglong and Song Qianqian were awakened by his poison. Song Qianqian frowned, his expression ashen, and asked, "What is this?" "It stinks like hell." Linglong said, "Did we fall into the latrine?" Other than that, in Long Fei's mind, the system beep kept ringing. Ding! Ding! Congratulations to player Long Fei for killing, Tree Demon for obtaining 19,000 experience, 200 power of celestial points, and 1 energy values point. Ding! Congratulations to player Long Fei for successfully fusing with Wood Spirit Source with an absorption rate of 89%. The tree demons rapidly decreased. Their leaves quickly turned yellow and fell. Their branches rapidly withered, and then their bark fell. Their health point seemed to have declined rapidly. In just half a minute, tens of thousands of HP disappeared in an instant. This attack, he had to say it, exposure, and it was a group attack. Poisonous Ancestor fart a few more times as he said excitedly, "Ha ha, this is great. This must be great enough. Ha ha ha." A large group of tree men had died, and the poison of the dragon was like a rain of sulfuric acid. Ding! Congratulations to player Long Fei for leveling up. Currently at the 3rd stage of Virtual Immortals. It leveled up. Awesome! Long Fei shouted excitedly. Poison Dragon, continue! Poisonous Ancestor laughed mischievously. Boss, it's great. However, about that, I don't have any energy left. Allow me to take a rest. Following that, Poisonous Ancestor drilled back into Long Fei's body. At this moment, the Azure Dragon, Blood Dragon, 8 Golden Dragons, Ghost Dragon, and Black Dragon violently struck his body the moment the Poisonous Dragon entered Long Fei's body. It feels great. Does it feel good? I'll make you feel good. Have you considered our feelings before? You're a dragon. Poisonous Ancestor giggled. He was completely crazy. Ling Long and Song Qianqian covered their noses as they walked to Long Fei's side and asked, "Just what is that stinky thing?" They were surrounded by the fart mist of the poisonous dragon, so they couldn't clearly see what had just happened in the air. Long Fei didn't know how to explain it and said, that, I don't know either." At this moment, Long Fei didn't have the mind to care about all this as he muttered in his heart. Logically speaking, there should be a boss here. I still want to get a golden body or something. It was also at this moment that, shwa, a burst of power shot out, followed by a flash of golden light. As expected, there's a boss. Chapter 843, Dragonlance. The Dragon Salyer has been robbed. Chapter 843, Dragonlance. The Dragon Salyer has been robbed. Be careful. Long Fei shouted. Song Qianqian grabbed onto Ling Long and leaped into the air. Behind Ling Long's back, the 7 colored wings were revealed, and she said, "Sister Qianqian, you go help senior brother. I can do it." Song Qianqian looked at the old tree in the distance that looked like it had been asleep for millions of years and said, "Long Fei, right in front of us, Dryad King." Understood. Long Fei moved as if he was flying and quickly made his way up. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Numerous tree roots shot out from the ground like arrows. Long Fei didn't dodge at all and rushed towards the golden light, also charging through the dense fog where the poisonous ancestor was. Boom! With a loud bang, a huge tree root rushed toward Xiang Longfei like a gigantic demon beast. The sky-burning dragon gun in Longfei's hand moved, piercing through the air. Whoosh! The dragon spear pierced through the huge tree roots, sending wood dust flying everywhere. However, before he could pull the spear out, the strong tree roots quickly healed and tightly bound the dragon spear. The root rolled. Boom! It instantly rose into the air and threw Longfei flying. Dryad King had also sucked the dragon spear into the air. Swish! Ling Long moved her body, hugging Longfei, who was flung away. "Senior brother, are you all right?" Longfei replied, "I'm fine." At this time, the Dryad King suddenly pulled out the dragon spear that he had rolled up. Wallala! The huge tree roots had pierced deep into the ground and were still there, as if it had been devoured by the tree spirits. Longfei's face darkened. It was also at this moment, deep beneath their feet, above a huge hexagram array, sky-burning dragon gun fell down. "Fentian, long time no see." A deep voice rang out. The sky-burning dragon gun moved, and his voice also rose up. "See, Dragon King? Ha 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 ha. I didn't expect you to still remember me. But you're right. Back then, I was the first to discover you. It was just that you chose the Yuan Long." See, Dragon King said slowly. "How is it? Now, follow me. I can bring you back to the divinity and fight against those real divine weapons." See, Dragon King's aura crazily burst out. The entire formation of the hexagram was trembling, as if it was about to break at any moment. Other than that, there was even the power of the Yuan Long in his power. The sky-burning dragon gun's voice sank and said, "You swallowed the dragon's body from the dragon body tomb?" See, Dragon King lightly said, "The heaven and earth spirit treasure has its uses. Since the Yuan Long wanted to bury its body in my body, then she wants me to protect it. Isn't that the power of the Yuan Long's body, that she gave me for nothing? Why not?" The sky-burning dragon gun trembled and said, "See, Dragon King, are you crazy?" See, Dragon Ancestor roared with laughter. "Crazy? No matter how crazy I am, is there a crazy Yuan Long? He was actually reborn 6 million years ago and handed everything over to a trash that was still just a virtual immortal stage until now, based on him, to be able to withstand the tribulation that came from the divinity. Pooey! If he had listened to me back then, why would the dragon clan be so stubborn? What prophecies, son? What prophecies, son? What prophecies calamity will come to an end in 6 million years? It's all bullshit. Who are we? We are of the supreme dragon race. Even in the divinity, we are noble existences. What do we count as now? Pitiful lowly bugger. I don't want to live like this. I want to control my own destiny." The Sea Dragon King said with incomparable indignation. He had had enough of the seal after 6,305 years. He had also waited for a full 6,305 years. Today, he had finally arrived, after which his voice softened as he said, "Fentian, come with me. He can't give you what you want. He can't give you what he wants in the past, but he can't give it now. I can. Fentian, follow me, kill our way back to the divinity." The dragon spear was swallowed up. Longfei was stunned, but he went crazy. The dragon salure in his hands were like thunder. "Spit out the dragon spear for me. Spit it out. Spit out the dragon spear." Saber crazed. He was even crazier. At this moment, Longfei was completely like a madman, crazily striking out at the Dryad King. But no matter how fierce his power was, it was completely blocked. Dryad King disdainfully said, "A piece of trash like you is not worthy of possessing it. You can't use his strength. If I follow you, I will only bury his strength. Brat, you don't have the qualifications. You understand?" Dryad King's cold voice sounded. At the same time, the incomparably thick tree roots crazily patted at Xiang Longfei, but Longfei did not dodge at all. He only cut one root off. Song Qianqian also quickly attacked and shouted at Longfei, "This won't do if this continues. We can't kill it. Find its weakness." Longfei was also clear about this in his heart. Just this alone was not enough to kill Dryad King. He continued to cut down the roots, but it did not cause much damage to Dryad King. He was just unhappy, especially what the Dryad King said. Longfei roared in his heart as the dragon Salyer slashed down, killing God Chop. Rumble! The black dragon saber's chi broke through the sky and chopped down heavily. Dryad King laughed. Dragon Salyer? Black dragon blade chi? So weak. 10,000 trees in the sky. One huge wooden pillar after another shot up to the sky from Dryad King's side, firmly blocking the black dragon saber chi that Longfei released, and could not even hack them in half. It was also at this moment the dragon Salyer landed on a huge tree root and was once again bitten by the tree root and stabbed deep into the ground. Another weapon dropped from the six-pointed stars formation. It was the dragon Salyer. See, Dragon King laughed contemptuously. Yuan Long, king of dragon domain, humph. They couldn't even withstand a single blow. And then his idea moved and said, "I need his blood essence to break open my seal." Dryad King immediately replied, "Understood, my lord." The dragon spear was taken away. The dragon Salyer was taken away again. The difference in strength was too big, and he could not withstand it at all. Furthermore, he did not even know how to break the Dryad King's defense. Even the killing God Chop was blocked. Cluck, 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 cluck. Longfei was enraged, all the joints in his body popping out. He was infuriated to the extreme. Dryad King laughed coldly. "Lame duck, are you angry? Ha ha ha. If you can't even protect your own weapon, what use do you think you will have? What right do you have to own them? You are not qualified. Do you understand? Trash, you do not have the qualifications." Dryad King's words rang in Longfei's mind, and the anger in his heart continuously flared up. The dragon spear was stolen. The dragon Salyer was robbed. What did Longfei have left? He still had a heart that would never admit defeat. "I'll let you know what qualifications are." Longfei roared hysterically. "Super Saiyan mode. Open for me." Chapter 844. Boom. Your mother doesn't even know you. Chapter 844. Boom. Your mother doesn't even know you. Longfei clenched his fists tightly, his muscles bursting out, causing his clothes to burst, and his hair to turn gold, his hair flying to the sky with anger. The powerful aura was burning crazily. At this moment, a countdown appeared in Longfei's mind. Song Qianqian saw Longfei's sudden change and felt Longfei's power. Her heart trembled violently. So strong. In just a short span of 1 month, Longfei had already become strong to this extent. It was too terrifying. Moreover, Song Qianqian had never seen Longfei unleash this kind of power before, nor had she seen any other warriors erupt with such power. This power was simply too unfamiliar. It was a complete super explosion. Ling Long also had a face full of shock, her fists tightly clenched as she muttered to herself in a low voice, "Senior brother, do your best." Boom. Longfei took a step forward and said to Song Qianqian, who was in the air, "Both of you retreat first. I want to beat this guy *T out of him." Song Qianqian retreated back and said, "Longfei, you have to be careful on your own." Linglong also spread her wings and retreated a little. "Be careful, senior brother." Longfei stared at the Dryad King and said, "Today, this old man will let you experience what it means to have the qualifications." As soon as he finished, Bam! Long Fei's body shot outwards. From the original location of the attack, there was a muffled sound of energy hitting the ground. Disappeared. When the idea of the Dryad King made its move, he immediately locked onto Long Fei, who was in midair, and laughed in disdain. Trash is trash everywhere. This is an unchangeable fact. While they were talking, 10,000 would go to the sky, boom. Dryad King bellowed, and the gigantic tree roots on the ground exploded outwards, densely sealing off all of Long Fei's attack routes. Dryad King sneered, "You're too slow." Bang, bang, bang. 10,000 wooden blast. It was like an array network was attacking Long Fei. However, Long Fei's figure, which was originally hovering in mid-air, had been shattered. At this moment, Dryad King's heart tensed up. There was a person standing in front of him, a man whose entire body was burning with golden hair. Long Fei smiled. "Who's slow?" Without waiting for Dryad King to use the second move, Long Fei's right fist moved, striking out. Bam! Rumble! The fist broke through the air, the power of the Super Saiyan blood vein exploding outwards. With a single punch, it caused Dryad King's entire body to split apart, and the gigantic tree started to tremble. Without waiting for him to react, Long Fei punched out again and roared, "Who's the trash now?" Bam! This punch was even more powerful and directly hit Dryad King straight up. The incomparably huge Dryad King was blasted into the air. Long Fei stepped forward with one leg and flew into the air, landing on top of Dryad King's body. He stared at Dryad King and coldly said, "Speak, who is the F** King Trash now?" Bam! A heavy blow came down. Dryad King's enormous body was pierced through by Long Fei's fist. The roots trembled, and the leaves crazily fell. "Speak, now, who is the cripple?" Long Fei enunciated each word, bringing about a huge killing force as he punched down with his right fist. Dryad King was smashed to the ground. Long Fei's body dropped, and without waiting for Dryad King to land, he threw another punch at God's general and roared, "Stealing my dragon spear? Seize my dragon, Salyer? Who gave you the guts?" Bang, bang. Just now, when Dryad King had been struck until his roots were pulled out, there were no longer any dragon spears or dragon Salyer on the tree roots. Long Fei did not know. However, these two weapons were too important for him to lose. It was also because of this that the old flame in Long Fei's heart burned so hot that he could not endure it any longer. Dryad King's entire body was cracking, his branches were splitting apart, and his tree roots were withering, however, he was sneering, "Brat, you won't be able to kill me. With just you can't kill me. You don't even have the qualifications to kill me." Very arrogant. Even though Long Fei had crushed him to such a state, Dryad King was still the same arrogant, and not the slightest bit afraid. "I'm done for." Long Fei became angry. "Who gave you the courage?" "Huh. Who was it that made you dare to be so arrogant in front of me? Compete in arrogance. I'm 10,000 times more arrogant than you." Boom. Long Fei's right foot suddenly stepped out. He stood in place, then leaped into the air and rushed down. His fists moved, bringing with it a fire of power. As he said, "Let's see how high your resistance is." 10,000 tyrant fist. Bang, 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 bang. Long Fei's fists were like lightning as they frantically struck down, striking down frantically from above Dryad King's head. The leaf was smashed into points. The branch was destroyed. The mace and mace clashed together. 1,386 punches. 3,672 punches. 6,893 punches. Every punch was stronger than the last, and every punch was heavier than the last. Long Fei was completely deranged. Song Qianshan was dumbstruck. Linglong was also dumbfounded. None of them had ever seen such a Long Fei before. At this moment, Long Fei was like a devil. Dryad King was blown into a tree shape from high in the air to the ground. To deepen the crater, Long Fei's fist descended and with chips filled the sky. 998 punches. Long Fei roared out, his right fist moved and smashed down again. 9999 punches. Boom. The 10,000 punch. Rumble. The last punch, Long Fei hugged onto both of his fists and cleaved them downwards like a battle axe. The deep pit split open. The cracks quickly extended and covered everything within 10 kilometers like a meteorite colliding. Long Fei slowly stood up and coldly said condescendingly, "Give this daddy one more arrogant." Terrifying. It was impossible to put into words. The entire scene was completely suppressed by the arrogant aura on Long Fei's body. What's called Super Saiyan mode. Now, the Super Saiyan's blood in his body was burning. The blood of a berserk warrior was burning crazily. In the deep pit, the originally huge Dryad King was now only left with a small wooden stake. This was his heart, and also the hardest part of his body, had been completely beaten stupid by Long Fei. Long Fei said again, "Are you qualified now?" Trash. He was truly infuriated. Even though Dryad King had been blasted to such a state, the anger in his heart did not decrease in the slightest, and had not been vented at all. It was also at this time, Dryad King laughed coldly, and said, "I already said, you can't kill me, ha ha ha." Suddenly, from the deep pit, a powerful aura dispersed out, crazily fusing into Dryad King's body. Long Fei was very familiar with this aura, the aura of a Yuan Long. At this moment, the center of Long Fei's brows tightened, and his anger ignited even more. "I do not believe that I can't overturn you." Chapter 845, Strongest Move. Chapter 845, Strongest Move. The 8 generations of ancestors were all enraged. "I really can't stand it. Being so arrogant like this." Long Fei was really not in a good mood. Looking at Dryad King, who was in the deep pit, the Yuan Long aura released from inside the crevice was crazily being absorbed by him. His body once again became incomparably huge, and he laughed deeply. "I've said it before, a trash like you won't be able to kill me, ha ha ha. Ha ha ha." Just now, above the hexagram, Burning Heaven slightly said, "See, Dragon King, you've lost." Black Dragon Ancestor's voice also sounded, "See, Dragon, Boss Choice was correct. You can't have broken through boundary and returned to divinity. Your cultivation is simply not enough." "Shut up." See, Dragon King was furious and said, "Black Dragon, who do you think you are? Do you think you have the qualifications to teach me a lesson?" If the Yuan Long had not chosen to avoid the battle, would we have dodged to this low realm? And he's even been bound by the power of the laws of this plane. It's all because of him. If not for him, how strong were our dragon race in the divinity? How could we have fallen to such a state? See, Dragon King raged. He was not very contemptuous. They disdained every decision that the Yuan Long made. See, Dragon King laughed coldly and said, "Black Dragon, this boy is the reincarnation of Yuan Long, right? The virtual immortal stage is so powerful. If you're here, then the Azure Dragon, Golden Dragon, and the others should be here as well, right? With the help of so many Dragon Clan elders, he is actually still just a lame duck of the virtual immortals stage. Are you sure he can withstand the tribulation? Can you bring us back to the divinity? Keep dreaming." See, Dragon King laughed madly and coldly. Although he was trapped and unable to break through the 6-pointed star's seal, he could clearly feel the aura of strength on Long Fei's body. One word to describe it: weak. Too weak. He can be said to be the reincarnation of the big brother Yuan Long, And no, he is even more powerful than Boss Yuan Long Sea Dragon. If you follow him for a while, you will realize that if he can help you regain your confidence, you will definitely be able to withstand the tribulation that occurs once every 3,330,000 years. Uft, you want me to go with him? Sea Dragon King laughed disdainfully, saying, back then, he was stronger than me and used a conferred god formation to trap me. I will use 10 times the power to return it to him. Burning heaven! Sea Dragon King looked at Sky-Burning Dragon Gun and said, you're saying I lost? Not yet. It can't be me who lost. Our bet is still going on. Black Dragon Ancestor was startled. Sea Dragon, what do you want to do? Sea Dragon King laughed crazily and said, what are you doing? I want his primordial spirit to be destroyed, and he will never be able to reincarnate. This is his punishment for suppressing me for a full 6,300,000 years. The power of the sea dragon. Yuan Long's body, release it for me. Ah! Streams of power seeped out of the hexagram, and the power of Sea Dragon King, along with traces of Yuan Long's body, crazily surged out. At the same time, Dryad King crazily absorbed as his energy expanded crazily. Sea Dragon King laughed madly. Burning heaven, just prepare to follow me. Ha ha ha. Black Dragon, I'll give you a chance. If you follow me now, I'll spare your life. Otherwise, you'll die with the Azure Dragon, Golden Dragon, and the others. The Sky-Burning Dragon Gun said. Sea Dragon King. Black Dragon Ancestor said indifferently. Sea Dragon King, since you like to bet, then I will bet with you. If you lose this battle, what about it? He trusted Long Fei. He believed that Long Fei could withstand everything, that Long Fei could withstand the tribulation, that Long Fei could bring them back to the divinity. Even though he didn't know why he believed this, a powerhouse flying in the sky could not even do it, a brat who was currently only at the virtual immortals stage. He'd think he was crazy. However, the Black Dragon Ancestor believed in Long Fei, not only him, the Green Dragon Ancestor, the 8 Golden Dragon Master S, the Blood Spirit, the Poison Dragon, and Ghost Dragon all believed in Long Fei, because Long Fei was that kind of person who would do whatever he didn't want to do, didn't give in, and wasn't afraid. If anyone provoked him, he would be able to skin them even in hell. Long Fei was a madman that went against the heavens. They believed in this madman. Sea Dragon King laughed coldly and said, Black Dragon, it looks like you are still the same as 6 million years ago, dead set on believing him. It's not enough to make a mistake once. You have to make a mistake a second time. The Black Dragon was slightly angered and directly said, Sea Dragon, do you dare to bet? Sea Dragon King said, how about you lose? Black Dragon Ancestor said, I've lost. I'm willing to be your slave, kneeling in front of you day and night. Ha ha ha. Sea Dragon King laughed madly. All right, in the future, you will kneel in front of me every day. Dragon Clan Elder, Black Dragon Overlord, will kneel in front of me for all eternity. Ha ha. This is great. Black Dragon Ancestor frowned and asked, but what if you lose? Sea Dragon King sneered and said, will I lose? Humph. Even if all of you were to be added together, you would still not be my match. Black Dragon Ancestor forced a question. What happens if you lose? Sea Dragon King was furious and shouted, like you, I am willing to be a slave of that kid for another 6 million years and be a slave to him for all eternity. But can he win? Black Dragon Ancestor replied, seriously, can you win? Sea Dragon King took a deep breath and said, I, Sea Dragon King, have lost once. I will definitely not sleep a second time. Ah. The aura of his power exploded once again as an even stronger power surged into Dryad King's heart. The air was trembling. Space itself began to distort. He couldn't withstand the power coming out from the crack at all. Song Chantian frowned and said, "Long Fei?" Ling Long followed up. "Senior brother, the situation isn't right. The qi is too terrifying. Quickly leave that place." His aura became more and more terrifying and powerful. It was like an enormous wave that crazily swept over, flapping at Long Fei's mind. Dryad King stood up again, stared at Long Fei, and laughed wildly in a cold manner, then said, "Trash, I say you don't have the qualifications, right? Ha ha ha." Very arrogant. He was extremely arrogant. He was even more arrogant than before. Dryad King knew very well the power of Sea Dragon King. He would help him, and what he needed to do was to kill Long Fei and use his blood essence to unlock the seal. Long Fei's brows sank as he stared at the slowly floating Dryad King. He started laughing coldly. "You have regained your new strength? So you can act cool this way? Sure. Then I'll let you know what it means to be struck by lightning." As soon as he finished, Long Fei flew into the air, looked at the time left in the system, and saw that there were only 10 seconds left. He had no way to send another 10,000 punches flying. If that was the case, then a crazy idea appeared in Long Fei's mind. What would the Buddha Palm technique look like when it was in Super Saiyan mode? Chapter 846, Super Buddha Palm Technique. Chapter 846, Super Buddha Palm Technique. Right now, Long Fei's strongest mode, Super Saiyan's mode. The strongest attack should be the Yuan Long Godless Spear Art, but now that the sky-burning dragon gun has been robbed, this move cannot be released. Other than this spear technique, it could be considered a Big Day Tashigata. Never released in combination. What would the result be when combined with release? What would happen if he used the power of the Super Saiyan to release the Big Day Tashigata? Long Fei didn't know. However, only a lunatic like him could imagine that he was a lunatic that did not care for his own life. Seeing Dryad King's strength becoming crazily stronger, Long Fei's body also slowly floated up and didn't immediately attack. "If you want to crush, then I'll crush you at your peak. This way, you will be beaten to a pulp." Song Chantian shouted loudly, "Long Fei, quickly leave that place." "Senior brother, leave quickly." The two girls shouted loudly. Long Fei did not move an inch as he stared at Dryad King and said, "I've said it before, I will definitely flip you over today. If I don't kill you, then I won't be surnamed Long." Dryad King also sneered sinisterly, "You will soon die, and you will soon disappear from this world." Yuan Long, how does it feel to be reborn? Virtual immortal stage. You actually have the nerve to come out and embarrass yourself? Is this your so-called rebirth plan? Is this your plan to withstand the apocalypse? You have disappointed the entire dragon race. A trash like you is not fit to live in this world, not fit to be the master of a dragon domain. Dryad King's voice suddenly changed. Long Fei's brows tightened, and immediately shouted out in his heart, "Who is this guy?" Green Dragon Ancestor said lightly, "Sea Dragon King." "Huh," Long Fei said excitedly. "Sea Dragon King? It sounds like they're not on the same side as you. However, I like it. I'm really worried about finding the blood of Sea Dragon King." The second step in opening the Heart of Dragon domain was to obtain the blood essence of the Sea Dragon King. With his blood, he would be able to open the heart of the dragon domain, and Long Fei would be able to take a step further. The Blood Dragon Ancestor said, "Boss, he has his own ideas. He has always opposed your escape from the divinity and the destruction of the dragon race, while you became the head of the gods' martial continent, protecting yourself from calamities and establishing a rebirth plan. He has always been against it. A whole 6 million years have passed. I'm afraid he—" Blood Dragon Ancestor did not continue. At this moment, all the dragons became silent. Although the Sea Dragon King was against the Yuan Long, they were brothers. always been brothers. Long Fei laughed. The anger in my heart has been suppressed by the seal for more than 6 million years, and I can only see one thought. Kill. Ha ha ha. Long Fei laughed heartily in his heart. I don't care what kind of dragon he was in the past, and how he could oppose the Yuan Long, but right now, it's me, not the Yuan Long. If he dares to touch me, I won't care about his Sea Dragon King or your brothers. If he dares to touch me, I will kill him. Long Fei would not stay his hand just because of the Sea Dragon King's identity. No matter who, as long as they dared to mess with him, he would cripple them. Golden Dragon Master said, Boss, we are worried about him. He killed you. Sea Dragon King was the second powerhouse of the dragon race back then, although his strength has been suppressed by the seal for more than 6 million years. But Long Fei asked, but what? The golden dragon slowly said, but he managed to fuse the physical strength of the Yuan Long's body. What? I'm done for. Long Fei was instantly enraged and shouted, I came here for the dragon body tomb, and he actually merged the dragon's body. What the F asterisk CK? There's no need to do that. I can announce that he's dead for sure. What was this called? This was what they called having his things stolen. If his aunt could endure this, his uncle couldn't either. I definitely have to kill him. Long Fei thought for a while. I was wondering why there was such a familiar feeling coming from the aura just now. So, that's how it is. The reason the green dragon ancestor and the rest knew about it was also because of the conversation just now. They were not sure if it had fused with them, but they were clear about one thing. The aura released by Sea Dragon King really did have the aura of a Yuan Long. Thus, only then would they say that the Sea Dragon King had fused with the power of the Yuan Long's body. Sea Dragon King laughed madly and said, Yuan Long, just tremble under my power. I will use my power to prove that every decision you make is the wrong decision. To escape from divinity, it is wrong for the dragon clan to lose their homeland. It is also wrong for the dragons to split up into many DC runes and flee to different planes. Leading us to escape to this lower level of the heaven realm is even more wrong. What you're wrong about is your so-called rebirth plan. It's simply a joke. There are only 5 more years until the year of calamity. Are you sure you can withstand it? You are currently just a trash of the virtual immortals stage. This is your so-called plan. Ha ha ha. It's really hilarious. You have disappointed the entire dragon clan. We have disappointed the 10,000 dragons of the seal in the dragon domain, disappointed the scattered dragon tribes in the 100,000 places of the wild universe. Not living with me in this world. Go to hell with my power. Rumble. With every word that Dryad King said, his strength exploded, and the sky above the continent exploded with a violent rumble as rolling lightning bolts came crashing down. At this moment, Dryad King's strength had reached its peak. Long Fei's eyes froze as the distracting thoughts in his mind instantly disappeared. He glanced at the time remaining in the system, stared at the expanding Dryad King, and sneered. It's about time for you to use your strongest strength, right? Dryad King laughed coldly. Are you starting to tremble? Ha ha ha. I won't lose 2 times to a single person. Last time, I lost to you. This time, I will return everything with interest to you. Long Fei laughed. Last time, I could crush you, but this time, I can still crush you. One move. Dryad King asked, what move? When Long Fei's aura exploded out, Super Saiyan released all of his power and poured all of his power into the big day Tashigata, speaking in an incomparably savage manner. I killed you in one move. Bring it on. Rumble. Under the Super Saiyan state, the power on Long Fei's body began to burn crazily like flames, and the moment he released the big day Tashigata, the energy in Super Saiyan's body was instantly drained. Next, the winds and clouds churned in the sky as an incomparably huge palm broke through the void, and came crashing down. The palm print was slightly different from the Buddha palm technique from before. Different strength, different speeds. Most importantly, the huge palm was burning with the power of the super science blood vein. Long Fei laughed sinisterly in excitement. Taste the taste of this father's super Buddha palm technique. Chapter 847, Explosions. Chapter 847, Explosions crack. Crack, crack. The sky seemed to split apart as a huge palm print came crushing down. Dryad King raised his eyes, looked at the palm print being pressed down from the sky, and asked solemnly, "What is this?" Long Fei said, arrogantly, "This is power that wants your life." Dryad King roared, "Just a trash of the virtual immortal stage. You want to take my life? You are not worthy. The trash of the virtual immortal stage. Then go to hell with the trash." Long Fei moved, and the super science time came to an end. He did not want to give Dryad King any more chances. Boom! The super Buddha palm technique descended. The dense dragon power on Dryad King's body formed a hurricane as it attacked. Rumble! Rumble! The power Dryad King exploded out simply wasn't enough to crush him like that, and was so weak that he couldn't even withstand a single blow. Long Fei laughed crazily. "Who's the trash? Who's the F** King trash? Dryad King? Sea Dragon King? Now, this old man will ask you, who's the trash?" Long Fei laughed out loud. Dryad King could not bear it. Qin Wentian's strength was frenziedly being crushed under the pressure of that gigantic palm imprint. He didn't even have the chance to resist. He was an existence that could only be crushed. What power of Dryad King? What power of the Sea Dragon King? What Yuan Long's body power? All crushed. Everything from the air to the ground were being crushed by the super palm imprint. Long Fei could feel the immense power within the palm imprint, and he became extremely excited. The combination of Super Saiyan and Big Day Tashigata is going to explode. Long Fei thought. Then what about the Super Saiyan and killing God Chop? What about the godless spear technique with the Yuan Long? Wow, wow, wow. I am simply a genius. I can even think of such a combination. Ha ha ha. I want to go to heaven. It was a tentative union. Long Fei wasn't sure how it would turn out, but when he saw the power inside the Super Buddha Palm technique, he became excited. If it could be combined with the Buddha Palm technique, then it could be combined with other moves. In other words, with the stimulation of the Super Saiyan blood vein, all of Long Fei's moves would become stronger, and he would become even more abnormal and strong. Not just anyone else. Even Long Fei himself was scared. He was so excited that he was scared. Bang, 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 bang. The crushing defeat continued. The leaves, branches, and tree trunks that had revived were completely crushed by Dryad King at this moment. His toughest heart, Dryad King, could only painfully resist, not having any strength to resist at all. All of the Sea Dragon King's power that he had absorbed from his body was crushed. The dragon power constantly released from the cracks in the ground was completely destroyed. Dryad King shouted loudly, "Sea Dragon King, save me!" He was afraid. The huge palm imprint crushed his body without even trying. His heart was already filled with cracks. He couldn't take it anymore. "Save me! Quickly save me! I don't want to die. I don't want to die." Dryad King shouted for help. Long Fei sneered. "Dryad King, aren't you a little arrogant? Now you're so cowardly? Didn't you just say that I'm not qualified to kill you? You say I'm trash? Huh." Long Fei laughed complacently. He was just like this. When he was proud, he would be proud and would not learn to be humble. He was also not a gentleman. When he should laugh, he would laugh. When he should be arrogant, he would be arrogant. He definitely wouldn't be terrified. He would only bite the bullet and charge forward. He definitely wouldn't be cowardly. He just had to do it. Dryad King said. All of this is what Sea Dragon King said. It has nothing to do with me. Master, I was wrong. I beg you to spare my life. I was wrong. Please spare me. Seeing that Sea Dragon King was quiet, Dryad King immediately started begging for mercy. Really scared. He had cultivated from a small sapling to reach his current level of cultivation after 1,000,000 years. He did not want to die just like that. Humans were afraid of death. Trees are afraid of death, too. There was no one in this world who wasn't afraid of death. Long Fei turned to look at the ground and said coldly, "So the one who is arrogant is you, Sea Dragon King? Then continue to act arrogantly for Laozi. Didn't you say that Laozi was unhappy and wanted to kill Laozi? Continue." Long Fei's voice roared once more, roaring loudly and heavily. "You should continue. Why are you spouting so much nonsense? If you accuse me of anything wrong, then you must be very stingy. Continue now. Don't even mention that I'm not a Yuan Long. Even if I were the reincarnation of a Yuan Long, I would still cripple you. Do you want to make a move on Laozi? You, Sea Dragon King, have a big mouth, right?" Long Fei was very unhappy. His own Yuan Long's body had been snatched away by Sea Dragon King. How could he feel good about it? The reason why he came here was for the tomb with the dragon's body. Who would have thought that he would come here empty-handed? How could he tolerate this? He absolutely could not tolerate it. Long Fei scolded angrily. "Continue pretending. Continue trying to kill me. Who do you think you are?" Sea Dragon King wanted to resist, but his strength was blocked by the seal, and the energy seeping out from the formation could not suppress the Super Buddha Palm technique at all. Sea Dragon King panted heavily, unable to say a single word. His body was filled with incomparable rage. It was so angry that it felt like it was going crazy. However, it was completely useless. His heart was also incomparably shocked. This guy is definitely not a Yuan Long. No one understood Yuan Long's power better than him. This kind of strength was definitely not from a Yuan Long. Sea Dragon King's heart sank as he retracted all of his strength and shouted, "Who are you?" He had already lost. He gave up resisting. As for Dryad King, it was just one of his pawns, and he didn't care. The corner of Long Fei's mouth hooked up as he laughed coldly. "I am your ancestor." Boom. Bang. With a loud noise, he crushed Dryad King's heart, causing it to explode. At the same time, the entire ground crumbled. A gigantic palm print smashed into the ground. Crack! Dryad King's heart was broken. The last sliver of health fell. Also at this moment, the system sounded out a notification sound. Long Fei's mind tightened and immediately said, "Release your striking energy value. Explode." Ding! Congratulations to player Long Fei for killing Dryad King for obtaining 30,000 experience, 10,000 power of celestial points, 1 energy values. Congratulations to player Long Fei for obtaining Dryad King Blood Vein. Do you wish to fuse them? Congratulations to player Long Fei for obtaining the Immortal Stage Divine Equipment Divine Wood Cauldron. Congratulations to the player Long Fei for obtaining the Wood Spirit Source Crystal. Do you wish to absorb it? Congratulations to player Long Fei for obtaining 10,000 Wood Body Protection Technique. Do you wish to cultivate it? Congratulations to player Long Fei for obtaining Dryad King's Heart. Do you wish to fuse it? Congratulations to player Long Fei for obtaining Zhongya Gold Body. Do you wish to cultivate it? The system was going crazy. Chapter 848, Zhongya Gold Body. Chapter 848, Zhongya Gold Body Crack. Crack, crack. This tempo was unprecedented. Awesome. His entire person was speechless. Dryad King crazily exploded with rage, looking at the things inside the space ring. Long Fei's heart started to churn. What's called a huge explosion? What do you mean, berserk? Ha ha ha. This ring is great, Long Fei roared out when he saw the Zhongya gold body among the space ring. Long Fei's eyes went blank, the chrysanthemums tightened, and his entire person became stupefied, excited. His blood was boiling. Long Fei's heart was hanging to his throat. His liver was aching from being too excited. Gudon! Long Fei swallowed a heavy breath and muttered to himself, calm down, you must be calm. Too excited. Long Fei couldn't control his excitement. When he was at Spirit Feather Island, he had already wanted to blow up the Treant and the Scarecrow. At that time, he had only thought about it. When he saw these Treants again, this thought once again popped into his mind. However, it was only imagination because it was unrealistic. But there had to be dreams. But what if they came true? Long Fei did not look at anything else and immediately started to check the attributes of the Zhongya gold body. Ding! Release my cultivation Zhongya gold body? Long Fei trembled. It's not the same holy artifact. Instead, it's a set of cultivation technique. At this moment, Long Fei's heart sank. This was because in the LOL game, Central Asia was a piece of equipment that could survive for a few seconds. But now what he obtained was actually a cultivation technique. Was it just the same name? The attributes are completely different. Long Fei was so nervous that he did not want to take it anymore. Cultivate. Ding. Congratulations to player Long Fei for training Zhongya gold body for obtaining 100 experience, 100 power of celestial, and 100 points as a special reward. It was also at this time that Long Fei started to check the attributes again. Skill path, Zhongya gold body grade. Super God consumption, 10,000 power of celestial points per second, lasts for 300 seconds at most. Damage, 0 attack, 0 description. Zhongya gold body is a type of golden body. Once released, it will be protected by the god of Central Asia and will not die under any circumstances. Description 2. This technique can only be used once a day. Limit time is 300 seconds. Every second will consume 10,000 power of celestial points. The power of celestial will dry up and recover automatically. Looking at the description of the attributes, Long Fei was so excited that he almost peed. 300 seconds. Is it really 5 minutes? 5 minutes without death? F*CK. I just want to ask, who else is there? Long Fei was extremely arrogant. Who could do that if they didn't die within 5 minutes? Even if he faced the Supreme God S, Western Devil Lord S, and those super powerhouse S of the Palace Question of God S, and the Grand Elders combined forces to attack him, he would still be able to survive for 5 minutes. What kind of concept was this? This was simply heaven-defying. It was really fierce. The Dragon Spear's attack was sharp, the Dragon Salyer S were sharp, and the death-calling God Seal's ghost soldiers were sharp. However, they could not guarantee that Long Fei would not die. Zhongya Gold Body could do it. What do you mean by strongest defense? If I don't die, then I will be the strongest defense. When I am unable to withstand any powerful attacks or moves, I will use my golden body to deal with me. This was completely cheating. The maximum duration would be 5 minutes. If Long Fei had to kill a person, 5 minutes wouldn't even cause the slightest bit of damage, and he definitely wouldn't want to kill that person a second time. However, when Long Fei saw the consumption of the Zhongya gold body, a crease appeared between his brows, and he muttered, "Your sister consuming 10,000 power of celestial S in a second. I only have 150,000 power of celestial points right now, at most 15 seconds. Holy SH*T. After 15 seconds, I don't have any power of celestial value. I can't even use the most basic of cultivation techniques. Long Fei instantly forced it. He thought about King for 5 minutes, and then he smirked. But now, Long Fei let out a long sigh. System your ass. Do you have to be so ruthless? Even if it costs 1,000 power of celestial points every second, I can still show off a little. The reason why I am still unable to cultivate the turn Yen Long into God is because the value of the power of celestial is insufficient. Yet, now that you have expended so much energy for me, Long Fei was speechless. Only with 1,000,000 power of celestial points would he be able to withstand the circulation of the turn Yen Long into God once. The Zhongya gold body S were even more terrifying. You want to act cool for 5 minutes? Yes. 3,000,000 power of celestial points first. Long Fei pressed a hand to his chest, and his body sank down. Yen Huang ancestor chewed. On the immortal stage divine, equipments divine, wood cauldron that was still hot from the explosion. Looking at Long Fei's bitter face, he asked suspiciously, "Didn't you win? Why are you still looking depressed?" Long Fei waved his hand and said, "Don't mind me, my liver is aching." Who could understand his suffering? Yen Huang ancestor threw a celestial crystal into his mouth and bit into it like he was throwing peanuts. "Oh, then continue hurting. F***CK. Ancestor, can you feel a little sympathy? Can't you comfort me at a time like this by eating less of my holy artifact?" Before Long Fei had the chance to look, the divine wood cauldron had already been dissolved and swallowed by the patriarch. The pain in his liver became even worse. Yen Huang ancestor threw another immortal crystal into his mouth and said, "Baby, be good and get used to it." Long Fei had the urge to pull Yen Huang ancestor out and beat him up. If he could pull Yen Huang ancestor out, he really would do this. In the distance, Song Qianqian was shocked. So strong, so strong, so strong. The shock in his heart was indescribable. Song Qianqian didn't even know how Long Fei had become so strong in such a short span of 1 month, to the extent of he had never seen Long Fei's techniques before. Blonde hair soared to the sky, and power burned. He became someone else. Under the pressure of the gigantic palm, the power of the Holy Buddha was dispersed to the skies. The power of the Holy Buddhahood. Song Qianqian's head was about to explode, but he couldn't understand what kind of technique Long Fei was training in. Why was he so strong? A month ago, he wasn't this strong. Why? Song Qianqian's brain was about to explode. He thought to himself, is this the power of the Long family? Or could it be? This is the power of the dragon race. Ling Long was so easy to deal with. She had seen the Buddha palm technique once, although it had become stronger this time. But as long as Long Fei was fine, she did not care about anything else. She just clenched her fist tightly and revealed a smile. Senior brother, so powerful. It was also at this time, atop the hexagram, Fen Tian was incomparably moved as he stared at the illusory Sea Dragon King and said, "You've lost." The Black Dragon ancestor also said lightly, "Sea Dragon King, this is the boss who is different after his rebirth. Are you convinced?" Chapter 849, Don't Beep, Fight. Chapter 849, Don't Beep, Fight. Are you convinced? 1 sentence, 3 words. Sea Dragon King trembled lightly. He asked himself, do I accept it? Sea Dragon King's body trembled, as if he was a dying old man who couldn't even stand properly. Do I submit? And then he laughed bitterly and said loudly, do I have to accept this? 6 million years. He had waited for more than 6 million years, and for this day, he had personally raised a small sapling into Dryad King, and he was going to welcome the day when the Yuan Long's reincarnation arrives here to retrieve the Yuan Long's body. He prepared every day. He knew that the reincarnation of the Yuan Long would definitely be very strong. He had been in the seal for more than 6 million years, and he had also prepared for more than 6 million years. When he found out that Long Fei was the reincarnation of the Yuan Long, he smiled a smile of contempt, because the Yuan Long would be the reincarnation of a peak powerhouse. Even if it wasn't the flying immortal peak realm, it was still an immortal realm cultivation. However, the only person who came was the virtual immortal stage. He felt like he had been humiliated. Of the two opponents, one was training desperately while the other was just laughing. He was not taking the duel seriously at all. This was an insult. The resentment and anger in his heart exploded. He wanted to use his strongest strength to crush Long Fei and let him know that everything he had done in his previous life was wrong. But the tree demon was crushed. The Dryad King was smashed into pieces by his 10,000 critical strikes. Even his strength had been extinguished by Long Fei with a single blow, and the blow on his heart had left his body without a single flaw. What was the difference? This was the difference. Sea Dragon King laughed bitterly. Do I submit? Ha ha ha. Can I refuse to accept this? Black Dragon Ancestor said. Sea Dragon King, the boss is different from 6 million years ago. He is really different, although his current cultivation is not high, although he is still a brat in his 20s, but the power that he possesses is not only the power of the dragon race. His tenacity, his unyielding, his courage, his personality is truly different. Sea Dragon King, return to your position. At this moment, Green Dragon Ancestor's voice also sounded. I know that you have a lot of prejudice against Boss Yuan Long, and I know that you've always been against him, but the boss now is really different. Jean Long's voice also rang out. Brother Hai Long, let's return to our position. Blood Dragon Ancestor said, whatever you wish to do, return to the divinity. He will definitely do so. He will definitely help our dragon clan ward off this calamity, and he will definitely return to the divinity. Big Brother Sea Dragon, let's return to our position. The crowd advised, because they used to be brothers, but now they are, because they were of the same race. Sea Dragon King went silent. He didn't know how to choose. He didn't know how to face Long Fei, nor did he know how to face Dragon Domain's 10,000 dragons. When he was silent, Long Fei realized a very important matter. Damn it, my blade, where is my burning heaven spear? All of his attention was focused on the Zhongya gold body just now, so he didn't notice that the dragon sallier and the burning dragon divine spear didn't explode. Instantly, Long Fei's voice exploded as he roared, Sea Dragon King, hand over my dragon spear and dragon sallier. Even if they lost their lives, they couldn't afford to lose them. It was also at this moment, Sea Dragon King's voice sunk as he roared loudly, You want a weapon? Come down and take it. His voice was filled with anger. Black Dragon Ancestor was shocked. Sea Dragon, what do you want to do? Green Dragon Ancestor was also worried. Sea Dragon, stop. Sea Dragon King did not pay any attention to him. Instead, he arrogantly let out a dragon cry and said, Brat, come down and take it yourself if you dare. The sky-burning dragon gun S, the Dragon Sallier S, and their bodies are all here. If you have the guts, come down and get them. Long Fei's gaze tightened and said, Your father is still afraid that you'll be defeated? And then Long Fei looked at Song Qianqian and said, The two of you are right up there. If I don't come out within half an hour, the two of you don't need to wait anymore. Finished. Long Fei jumped in through a huge crack. Even if Song Qianqian wanted to, he couldn't stop her, and she had also followed him. Last time, she had wanted to find out among the Dragon Head Qianquan map what happened to Long Fei after he was engulfed. And now, it was just that. She wanted to follow him, but was forced back by a powerful force. At the same time, all the cracks on the ground were crushed shut by a force. Linglong immediately stepped forward. Sister Qian, is the senior brother in danger? Song Qianqian shook his head and said, I don't know either. However, he won't die so easily. The people of Long family are all monsters. Boom, boom, boom. Long Fei descended from the sky and just happened to land on the hexagram. This formation was the same as the formations of the other dragon ancestors in the seal, only, see, Dragon King's power was different. The power of the other dragon ancestral dragons was not this strong. It was as if the formation could be broken apart at any moment. Long Fei's heart was faintly shocked. His heart was shocked, but he could not lose in terms of momentum. And he said frantically, I'm here, what's wrong? You are also being trapped in the seal. You need my blood essence to unlock the seal, right? As the for other dragon ancestral Long Fei's eyes are easy to deal with, and said, they you stole me, my dragon and I respect and them blade, as well, and still want my life. If you want to remove the seal, then kneel down and beg me. Facing such an arrogant person, Long Fei would be even more arrogant than him. No matter how strong the Sea Dragon King was, he must not lose in terms of momentum. Moreover, Sea Dragon King stole his things, and even stole what originally belonged to him, Yuan Long's body. Buzz. Sea Dragon King's shadow rushed out of the formation and turned into an incomparably large, strong, and lifelike dragon. Its two huge eyes stared straight at Long Fei, as if it wanted to see through Long Fei. Please, Sea Dragon King sneered and said, can you use even the slightest bit of power when burning heaven is in your hands? You should know that he is the super divine weapon of the divinity. You are simply unable to display his strength. Dragon Salyer possesses all the power of the sleigh. Have you ever used it before? As for the Yuan Long's physique, you won't be able to unleash its power even after fusing with it. What's the use in giving it to you? The most important point. They're all in my hands now. You want me to beg you? Sea Dragon King laughed in disdain and said, Brat, it doesn't matter if you are a Yuan Long or not. You have to be clear that my Sea Dragon King does not seek anyone. All three items were in his hands. This was Long Fei's weakness. Long Fei's brows slanted, and he said angrily, Don't be so blind. Make way for me. What do you want? Sea Dragon King curiously asked, What do you want? Long Fei immediately said, Cut the crap, let's fight. Chapter 850, Standing Still for You to Hit. Chapter 850, Standing Still for You to Hit. No, I'm talking. This was exactly how Long Fei was. Sea Dragon King was startled. He did not expect Long Fei to challenge him without waiting for him to speak. Not just him. Black Dragon, Burning Heaven, Azure Dragon, and Golden Dragon were all stunned. It did not mean that Long Fei could defeat the Sea Dragon King just because he defeated Dryad King. It should be known that the Sea Dragon King's power had just poured into Dryad King's body not because of his true strength. His strength was much stronger than the power of an ordinary dragon ancestor. When Long Fei said this, their hearts sank as well. This is bad. Boss, are you crazy? It's over. This will give Sea Dragon King a second chance. Brother, I truly admire you. You clearly won, yet you insist on fighting another round. What's the need for you to do that? The dragons groaned. Moreover, they were well aware of the strength in Long Fei's body. He had almost used up all of it, and at this time, he had no way of fighting against the Sea Dragon King. Furthermore, the cooldown time for the Big Day Tashigata and Super Saiyan mode was 1 day, and he could not release it again. Without the fusion of these two powerful abilities, how could he fight against the Sea Dragon King? He was simply courting death. However, this was Long Fei's personality. Cut the crap, let's talk after a fight. How do you know you can't beat him without a fight? If he couldn't beat her, then he would just have to think of another way. Long Fei only wanted one thing right now, to get back his dragon spear and dragon salyer. Otherwise, he wouldn't even be able to forgive himself. Without waiting for Sea Dragon King to speak, Long Fei asked again, "You don't dare?" "If you don't dare, then just give me the item obediently." Sea Dragon King laughed madly. "Seems like you are indeed different from Yuan Long. At least Yuan Long are not as arrogant as you in front of me. This is something that I am very surprised about. Brat, I want to tell you, even Madman has the qualifications to be arrogant. Do you think that you can win against me just now, just because you beat Dryad King?" "Ha ha ha." Long Fei casually said, "Sea Dragon King, don't hit me. If you don't dare to hit me, I'll let you take another step." Savage, extremely savage. Even the green dragon ancestor could not help but say, "Boss, are you crazy? The Sea Dragon King will kill you." No one knew what Sea Dragon King was currently thinking. However, with Sea Dragon King's personality, he would really go all out to kill Long Fei. When the time comes, what Prophecy's son, returning to the divinity, was nothing. Blood Dragon Ancestor also hurriedly said, "Boss, Sea Dragon King is different from us, although he is under seal, but he has been training the entire time. He is probably stronger than the dozen of US combined. Don't fight with him." Poisonous Ancestor, who was usually fearless, also frowned as he said, "Boss, if you really want to fight, allow me to release some poison." Without waiting for him to finish, all of the dragon patriarchs drank too much. "Don't speak," Poisonous Ancestor muttered. "I also want to make a statement." Long Fei acted as if he did not hear the words of the other dragon ancestors and continued to act arrogantly. "Sea Dragon King, please do not say that I did not give you the chance. If you kill me, you will win if I stand still and let you hit me." Puffed. Green Dragon Ancestor was about to vomit blood. All the dragons were the same. How could they not understand Long Fei's actions? Insanity? This was simply courting death. Why would he still do it? Furthermore, he was so arrogant to the point of letting the Sea Dragon King attack him. With one move, he could destroy a mountain. Second Dragon General. His strength was only second to the Yuan Long. Furthermore, even after fighting with the Yuan Long for an entire 10 days and 10 nights, the Yuan Long had only barely been able to win a single time against him. Indeed, Sea Dragon King was trapped by the seal, and the only thing in the air was the Sea Dragon King's simulacrum. But he was an existence that could instantly kill even the powerhouse of the Golden Immortal rank. How could the weak Long Fei from the Virtual Immortal stage be a match for him? Impossible. Long Fei was simply courting death for all the other dragons. Sea Dragon King was also enraged and said solemnly, "In the beginning, I really admired you. You were able to win against Dryad King, but with your arrogant and conceited personality, the dragon race is destined to be difficult to achieve in your hands, and you are also destined to not be able to carry out the dragon race's mission." Long Fei said impatiently, "Sea Dragon King, you F***er. How many times do you want me to say this? Stop messing around. I will consider you strong if you beat me to death. You are the king of Dragon Domain, the ultimate 10,000 dragons. Is that enough? Come and kill me right now." Long Fei looked like a masochist as he stared at the Sea Dragon King's simulacrum in the air. Sea Dragon King was really angry. No one had ever dared to speak to him like this when provoked by Long Fei. Even Yuan Long S would not dare to speak to him like that. Sea Dragon King's voice became manic and said, "All right, if you want to court death, I'll grant you your wish. If I can't kill you in 3 moves, I, Sea Dragon King, will be at your mercy. But, kid, you have to keep your word. After you die, I will be the king of Dragon Domain, the 10,000 dragons' sovereign." Long Fei said impatiently, Fine. Hurry up and come over. I can't wait any longer. Can you not be like a woman and talk so much? Quick, quick, quick. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Sea Dragon King clenched his teeth to the point that it shattered. A powerful force burst out, causing the heaven and earth to shake. Strength. Too strong. Big Brother Azure Dragon, quickly think of something. Sea Dragon King will kill you. The boss must be insane. Otherwise, he definitely wouldn't be like this. He's always been very calm. Hurry up and stop Sea Dragon King. It's coming, it's coming. Sea Dragon King's attack is coming. Big Brother Azure Dragon, did you think of a way? I can't defend against this kind of attack. It was as if all the dragons had exploded into an uproar. They were incomparably frantic. However, at this time, Long Fei showed an extremely foolish scissor pose, as if he was taking a photo. It was a complete retard. Crazy. This was crazy. Green Dragon Ancestor's face was lifeless as he muttered, "It's over." There was nothing he could do. Although he was a Green Dragon Ancestor, his strength was not enough to control Long Fei's body. No one could. All the dragons shivered as their hearts went deathly still. They muttered, "We're really done for this time." The poison dragon stood out and shouted, "I already said I should poison him first. Even if the poison doesn't kill the Sea Dragon King, I can still smoke him to death. My poison will become even stronger." Ghost Dragon looked at him with disdain. "Don't you King know that the Sea Dragon King is just an illusion? How can you be poisonous?" Poisonous Ancestor's eyes darkened as he shouted loudly, "Damn, then boss is really finished this time." His figure was arranged properly. Maintain your hairstyle. When Sea Dragon King's power descended, Long Fei shouted in his heart, "Zhongya Gold Body." The entire lost continent was trembling at the same time. A few strange cries came from a fort in the depths of the continent. It was as if the cries from earlier had angered them. Song Qianqian and Ling Long could not stand steadily. "Senior brother." Ling Long was extremely worried. Song Qianqian's face also tensed up, and she clenched her fists tightly. "Long Fei!" They did not know what was happening below, but the strength of this power was not something that an ordinary person could withstand. Second move, another move. Long Fei's voice sounded once again. Green Dragon Ancestor was so scared that he almost peed his pants. "He's still alive. He's still alive. Boss is still alive." He was as excited as if he was something. All the dragons were the same. Their faces were pale. Even though they had smashed into Long Fei's body, they really couldn't take it. After today, our hearts can probably be raised by a level. In the future, let alone having a heart attack, even if we don't have a heart, we can still live. This is too scary. The baby is scared to death. It was really scary. It seemed as if he would die by dancing on the sickle of the god of death. If he was even the slightest bit careless, he would be doomed forever. Sea Dragon King was stunned. 2 moves. Although it was not his strongest strength, it was enough to destroy everything. Long Fei's body did not have the slightest bit of damage. Why was this so? Or could it be that he was invincible in defense? Impossible. I don't believe it. 6 million years ago, you weren't able to cultivate in that kind of undying and indestructible realm, but now the virtual immortal stage is even more impossible. I don't believe it. Roar. Sea Dragon King's old fire appeared. 2 moves had failed. The third one was to unleash his most powerful strength. This was also the power that he had been cultivating for the past 6 million years. Dragon breaks the heavens. Sea Dragon Heaven, defying fist. Ah! The third move was released. The entire space was shaking. The entire lost continent was shaking. It's here, it's here. The Sea Dragon King's strongest power is stronger than it was 6 million years ago. Oh my God, I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore. Can't you finish it, boss? I really can't take it anymore. They were all of the dragon race, and their bodies were extremely strong. Their hearts were strong enough to bear the pressure, but now all of them had the urge to cry. This was because it was too terrifying. Sea Dragon King said heavily, "Brat, I don't believe it." Clang! The Dragon King changed his body. In the air, the Sea Dragon King's body charged straight down towards Long Fei's head and smashed down heavily. "If I die, you can't blame me too. Blame yourself for being too arrogant." Roar, roar, roar. Sea Dragon King's strongest power burst forth. All the dragons closed their eyes, not daring to look. They were truly afraid. In his heart, he had always wanted to kill Yuan Long, to kill the reincarnated Yuan Long 6 million years of seal. He had finally taken revenge. However, he must have been unhappy, even upset. At this time, Long Fei's body suddenly moved. He opened his eyes and stared at the stunned Sea Dragon King in the air and said, "Sea Dragon King, you've lost. I'm just asking you, are you convinced or not?" His voice was full of arrogance. "I'm just asking if you're willing to accept it or not." Very, very arrogant. Sea Dragon King was shocked. He was dumbfounded once again. All the dragons were shocked as well. Long Fei's footsteps moved slightly. He did not look away, so he did not know that the sky-burning dragon gun and the dragon salyer had already flown out. He stared at the Sea Dragon King and asked, "Are you convinced?" Sea Dragon King was ignited by Long Fei's aura and said, "I lost. I admit defeat." Long Fei's body lightly trembled and started to wildly laugh and said, "Give me back the dragon spear and dragon salyer." Sky-burning dragon gun and dragon salyer flew up from the sky and landed beside Long Fei. Long Fei looked at them and laughed blandly. "I'm sorry, I've lost all of you. I, Long Fei, swear to God that even if I have to lose my life in the future, I won't let anyone snatch you away." Fun Tian and the dragon salyer were like his brothers, blood brothers. Since his brothers had been robbed, what could he, the boss, do? Was he unworthy of his brother? "I'm sorry, I'm really sorry." Long Fei's eyes were a little wet. He was not afraid of losing in this lifetime, not afraid of failure. He was only afraid of the people around him dying. The same went for Sky-burning dragon gun. He was truly afraid of this feeling. This might have been because Long Fei had never had parents since he was young, and he had cherished family love since he was young. In his previous life, he had never experienced this kind of feeling on Earth. In this life, he really had to protect them well and not let anyone who was by his side lose them. The sky-burning dragon gun was stunned. Black Dragon Ancestor was also dumbfounded. They didn't expect themselves to have such a high position in Long Fei's heart. Looking at the tears in Long Fei's eyes, the sky-burning dragon gun's heart was completely ignited. Long Fei's words of apology were engraved in their hearts. From this moment onwards, "I will use my life to let you reach the pinnacle of the world. I will use all of my strength to help you. I, Fun Tian, swear to the heavens." It had never happened before. He followed the Yuan Long because he saw a different world within the Yuan Long, a world filled with thrilling and hot blood. However, he had only seen human emotions in Long Fei, and this emotion was called brother. Black Dragon Ancestor felt the same. He had followed Long Fei the longest and knew what kind of person Long Fei was the most. He could risk his life for his brother. Once they break through the seal, they will become incomparably bloodthirsty. Song Qianqian's expression changed. The killing intent of Mitian was released from the castle far away. This killing intent was something she had never felt before. It was even more intense than Long Fei's killing intent when he was cultivating. More than 6 million years of accumulated hatred, this enmity, this hatred, just how strong was it? The power of the Holy Spirit. It was also known as the power of resentment. They came from the abyss of hell and were connected to another world, the alien world. Ling Long's eyebrows tightened and said, "Sister Qian Qian, senior brother, how is senior brother?" If what the ancient book said was correct, then what followed would be a massacre. They had to leave this place as soon as possible. Song Qianqian's gaze tightened and said, "I can't sense his position. I don't even know if he's alive or dead right now." Ling Long was anxious. "Then what do we do?" "Transu's beasts will all be familiar with it soon, and at that time, it will be a huge calamity. A beast's calamity would sweep across the entire Transu. Underground, Sea Dragon King knows everything that Ling Long knows. Sea Dragon King knows what Ling Long doesn't know." Green Dragon Ancestor frowned and asked, "What do we do now?" Sea Dragon King said lightly, "The moment the seal opens, all of Transu's exits will be sealed. Only by releasing the soul essence of the King of Transu can we reopen it." The Black Dragon Ancestor said anxiously, "Stop with the nonsense. Are you going to wake Boss up now?" Sea Dragon King looked at them and said, "There is only one way, which is to let Boss fuse with a Yuan Long's body." The power of the dragon surged out like an ocean as it roared. Shock. Even if they had met the Yuan Long 6 million years ago, they were still shocked at the same time. This was because the dragon's strength was too terrifying. This was the body of a Yuan Long. All of the dragon ancestors' hearts were being crushed by a strong power. Their breathing became erratic, as if they couldn't bear the power released from the dragon's body. Sea Dragon King said, "What are you all waiting for? Hurry up and start." He couldn't move. If he moved, his dragon body would sink, and he would sink forever. Green Dragon Ancestor flipped in the air and shouted, "Come, rumble." He directly charged into the power of the dragon's body and fiercely bit down on it. His body sank down as well. The powerful force crashed into his body as if it was a crushing force. It was extremely painful. Green Dragon Ancestor held onto it, turned around, and moved through the air as he rushed into Long Fei's body. Rumble! In this instant, the power of the dragon body poured into Long Fei's body. In his subconscious, the long, silent dragon had suddenly trembled, and the Yuan Long's voice sounded again, "My power, my power. Ha ha ha. This is my power. Brat, you're mine too. You're my reincarnation. You're just my container, my perfect container." Unexpectedly, I really didn't think that your virtual immortal stage would be able to subdue the Sea Dragon King and escape from divinity. He has never submitted to me, never called me boss, let alone kneel on the ground. I didn't think that he would be so respectful to you. Brat, I have to admit that you are really different. The dragon had seemed to have resurrected. It became excited and arrogant because it could feel the power of the dragon's body. The dragon head was the sea of consciousness, which was the main control. The dragon's body was his main defense. The dragon tail was the main cultivation technique. The dragon claw was the main force of an attack. The Yuan Long's body was divided into 4 parts, and the power within each part was different. The dragon was the largest and also the body of the Yuan Long. The true defensive power of the body of the Yuan Long tribe's strong physical body. When the dragon had sensed the power of the dragon body, the Yuan Long began to boil. However, although Long Fei was unconscious, his consciousness was still very clear. Furthermore, The moment the power of the dragon's body entered his body, he became even more conscious. Hearing the words of the Yuan Long, Long Fei was instantly enraged. The idea moved, and in his subconscious, a hand holding a slipper slapped down. "Pa!" Slap it on the dragon head's face. It was like an adult hitting a child, and it was even using slippers to slap the face. That slap was so loud and clear, Long Fei scolded angrily. "You dare act cocky in this daddy's body. Am I giving you face? Your sister, what kind of place is this? Your container? Your reincarnation? Everything is yours. You still haven't woken up yet, have you?" As Long Fei spoke, he slapped his hand away. "Give this daddy some more time to show off. Do you know whose territory this is? Damn it, do you know my name? Long Fei. Remember this. I am not your reincarnated Long Fei. Either you give me a good rest, or I will crush your little primordial spirit idea. Do you believe me?" Long Fei said with incomparable mania. It was like a violent father teaching a naughty child a lesson. "Calm down. If you don't stop, I'll cut you to death." It was just as Long Fei had said. This was Long Fei's territory. He was the person in charge of his territory. Moreover, right now, he only had one remaining Yuan Long soul. If it was really crushed by Long Fei, then there really was nothing left. Actually, if it wasn't for the overexcited voice of the dragon head, Long Fei would never have thought that he was still alive. Long Fei's heart tensed up, and he thought to himself, could this be a hidden evil? Don't end up with him for everything. If that's the case, then what is Lousy playing at? It was just like a game, leveling up by killing monsters and going all out for a few years. In the end, the account had been stolen and could not be found back. Then there would be nothing left. What a tragedy. Chapter 8:55, Variation Panther. Chapter 8:55, Variation Panther. This was what Long Fei was afraid of, because he had crushed the dragon head primordial spirit in the dragon head Qianquan map. But he did not expect that the Yuan Long's idea would still be in the dragon's head, and he could only sense the dragon's voice but not its position. That was bad. If it was possible, Long Fei wanted to instantly grind him down and let his hopes instantly shatter. This move of the Yuan Long's was trying to turn the tables against the heavens. To be honest, Long Fei was really afraid of his move. The more he fused with the power of the Yuan Long's body, the more Long Fei could feel his power. Very powerful. As Long Fei leveled up, this power became more and more powerful. An uncontrollable power. Once it exceeded Long Fei's control, then it would be time for Yuan Long to defy the heavens. However, the dragon head was slapped by Long Fei a few times and immediately calmed down. The same. He was also afraid of Long Fei. Long Fei could feel this. Since it was afraid, then it must have a weakness, and this weakness was extremely fatal. Once Long Fei found it, it would turn into dust. Long Fei slightly shouted, "Isn't it because you want to withstand the tribulation? Isn't it because you want to bring the dragon race back to the divinity to regain the supreme glory of the dragon race? I can help you accomplish this, Green Dragon Ancestor, and the others were his brothers, and matters between brothers were his matters. He would definitely do his best." Long Fei continued to speak. "But if you were to create trouble for me, I'll make sure to turn you into ashes, never to return. You should also be clear about my temper. If you don't agree, I'll kill you." The power of the dragon had slowly died down, then it completely disappeared. He was suppressed, just like that. Long Fei also let out a small breath of relief in his heart, to be able to place all of his hopes and hopes on the dragon seal in 6 million years. Such a person will definitely not let this matter rest. Damn, I really fused a time bomb into my body. Long Fei was a little agitated. However, Long Fei was not afraid, not to mention Yuan Long. Even if the god wanted his body, he could not steal it, because this is his life. Mine is mine, let alone a dragon. The 8 golden dragons loosened their brows. They had also sensed a strong aura being emitted from Long Fei's body. The disappearance just now made them sigh deeply in relief. Hurry up! When Sea Dragon King urged him, he could not take it anymore. Compared to other dragons, the anaphasic force he had to bear was too heavy. His body continued to sink, and his face was filled with pain. His teeth chattered, and he thought to himself, "Hold on a little longer, hold on a little longer." Above the ground, as the Yuan Long's body moved, the power of the seal on the array formation completely collapsed. Chapter 856, Fusion Complete. Chapter 856, Fusion Complete. Sea Dragon King was sinking. Green Dragon Ancestor and the rest did their best. The system beep inside. Long Fei's body quickly sounded out. In his sea of consciousness, the flesh under the dragon had begun to gather bit by bit, condensing into a dragon body. On the ground, bam, bam. With 2 loud bangs, Song Qianqian and Ling Long were both sent flying at the same time. There was a bloody hole on Song Qianqian's thigh and another bloody hole on Ling Long's left shoulder, both of which had been stabbed by the Variation Panther's horn. The 2 of them panted and said, "Sister Qian, we can't find any weak points. They are completely invulnerable to swords and spears." The 2 of them attempted to attack the Variation Panther from countless of places, but none of them managed to cause the slightest bit of damage, and the more they fought, the fiercer they became. It was as if the energy in their bodies hadn't fully recovered yet. Song Qianqian's face was pale white. He looked at the surrounding Variation Panther, his heart dead silent. He looked at Ling Long and said, "Ling Long, hide behind me." Ling Long seemed to realize something as she asked, "Sister Qian, what do you want to do?" Song Qianqian said, "An hour has already passed, the appointed time for us, and Long Fei has already passed by. I'm afraid that She did not continue. Thinking about the dangers of Dragon Head Qianquan map, Song Qianqian had a bad premonition that Long Fei might never be able to come out. In that case, then, she must bring out Ling Long, who was entrusted to her by Long Fei. She didn't care. Anyway, death might be a release for her, but Ling Long was different. Vein of Ancient Rosefinch was also Long Fei's little junior sister. Song Qianqian truly liked this little girl, even though she wasn't much older than Ling Long. However, with Long Fei's entrustment, she would risk her life to finish it. Song Qianqian pointed to the large amount of water that was falling from the sky and said, "Ling Long, do you see that tall waterfall? That should be the exit. I'll open up a path for you. With your vein of Ancient Rosefinch, you will definitely be able to fly out." Song Qianqian made a decision. Ling Long was shocked and asked, "Sister Qian, senior brother, Song Qianqian said, "It's possible that Long Fei won't be able to come out. I promised her that I would take good care of you. Now listen to me." Ling Long's tears kept rolling down her face as she shook her head. "Sister Qian, I want to go with you." She did not believe that Long Fei was dead, and also didn't want Song Qianqian to stay behind either. Song Qianqian yelled and said, "Ling Long, the 3 of us must let one of you go. You are a Rosefinch blood vessel, and only you can fly. You understand? You must leave this place alive," Song Qianqian shouted, and a shadow rushed out from his body. The phantom image of the 9 heavens Demoness. His sword was like lightning. Song Qianqian held on to Ling Long tightly, his eyes filled with killing intent. He rushed out. Long Fei was the first one to make her laugh. He was the first to protect her. In her heart, she did not dare hope that Long Fei would like her, nor that she would wish to be together with Long Fei. She didn't dare to think about it. She didn't even have freedom. How could she dare to hope for love? From the moment she saw Ling Long at Long Fei's side in the Endless City, she had been extremely envious of him. He envied her for being able to smile carefreely, and envied her for crying for Long Fei. He envied her everything. All of this was something she couldn't even hope for. In her world, there was only slaughter. She was a sharp knife, a super killer, and a chess piece of the dark domain. Can't change. Her fate had been firmly grasped by others, and from birth until now, it had always been so. Her fate had long since been written down. Thus, to her, death was a relief. She no longer had to live so tiredly. Combined with these, she should send Ling Long out, and then she died in the same place as Long Fei, and that was the best thing that could happen to her. To die with someone she liked was probably the happiest thing that could happen to her. She was very humble. She was so lowly that she lived like an ant. Ling Long followed behind Song Qianqian. Watching Song Qianqian's back, she did not know what to say, and her heart felt heavy. Song Qianqian was playing with his life. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Long Fei's heart continuously chattered. The dragon body in Long Fei's sea of consciousness became more and more perfect. The multicolored dragon scales flashed, and every time Long Fei could feel his body becoming different, he could feel his strength becoming stronger. The defense of the body was getting stronger. This kind of power was completely different from the power of the fusion dragon's head. Long Fei could feel that kind of transformation and thought to himself, if my body becomes stronger, I will no longer have to worry about the backlash brought by using the Big Day Tashigata and the Yuan Long's divine power anymore, right? The stronger the body, the stronger the endurance. As long as his body could withstand the power of the cultivation technique, he would not faint. Furthermore, he could release the power within the cultivation technique even more forcefully. Just a little more, just a little more. Long Fei said, anxiously, Qian, Ling Long, you have to hold on. At this moment, on the ground, Song Qianqian could already see the shore. Her body was full of bloody holes. The 9 heavens profound woman's shadow could no longer hold on, and the power in her body started to dry up. Just a little more, just a little more. As long as we get to the shore, those variation panther will not be able to catch up. Song Qianqian looked at Ling Long, who was crying behind him, and laughed softly. Little sister Ling Long, don't cry. Being able to die here is the happiest thing in my life. Being able to die in the same place as Long Fei is the happiest thing to do for me. At this moment, Song Qianqian did not conceal the deep feelings in his heart. Sister Qian, I don't want to leave. Even if I die, I'll die with you. The surrounding variation panther were growing in number, and their attack power was getting stronger and stronger. Looking at the shore that was just inches away, Song Qianqian felt like he was thousands of miles away. But no matter how far away it was, she would still resist and let Ling Long leave this place. Ah! Song Qianqian didn't pay attention to Ling Long as he let out a mournful cry and said solemnly, Come, come. Long Fei, I will definitely do what I promised you. Long Fei, do you know, when I first laid eyes on you in God's Phoenix Pavilion, I already liked you. I've been following you secretly ever since, like a little bee asterisk starred. I don't dare to let you find out. I don't dare to let you know. He. You don't know any of this. Mother said that when I took off my veil and showed it to the first man, that man would be the man I love deeply. Long Fei, wait for me, I'm coming to accompany you. A second was as long as a year. Long Fei became anxious. Suddenly, a system notification rang out. Ding. Looking at Ling Long's painful expression, Song Qianqian heavily leapt into the air, wanting to pull Linglong away. At this moment, shwa, a tiny tentacle suddenly poked out of the sea, piercing through Song Qianqian's shoulder and nailing him onto the beach. Puff! A mouthful of black blood sprayed out. Song Qianqian's eyes were bloodshot, and he was in so much pain that his eyeballs seemed as if they were going to pop out. Rumble! The third huge tentacle came crashing down. Puff! Linglong's body sank yet again, but she still remained dead guard above Song Qianqian's head. Her gigantic wings bent from the pressure. Feathers fell as they filled the sky. Within the castle, ha 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 ha, lowly races all must die. The voice of the king of Transu sounded in the sky. The blood-red eyes of the variation panther became unusually fervent and became restless. Boom, boom. The gigantic mutated beast in the sea was bombarding Yu Yang ruthlessly. After hearing the voice of the king of Transu, his power became even more ferocious. He was completely immersed in a crazed state. Linglong's aura also became extremely weak as her body continued to sink. Song Qianqian was stuck on the beach, unable to move. Looking at Linglong, who was slowly falling from the sky, the two of them looked at each other, not afraid at all. He smiled happily. Song Qianqian smiled blissfully. Long Fei, let me accompany you. Linglong's wings were already broken from the explosion. She closed her eyes for a moment, then said softly, Senior brother, Linglong has come to accompany you. Hee hee. Two women. Stupid woman. The instant they closed their eyes, a figure descended from the sky. This figure was covered in flames, and its strength was burning as well as the fury in its heart. Ah! Long Fei roared hysterically, Damn you! Seeing Song Qianqian and Linglong being crushed like this, he felt as if his heart was about to be torn apart. If he was unhappy, he would kill. Flying out, both hands holding on to Dragon Salyer, the power in both arms exploded crazily. One blade shot into the sky. As it slashed down heavily, the black-colored saber chi turned into a thin slit as if it was cutting through the world. Rumble! The 8 incomparably thick tentacles were cut off by the Dragon Salyer. Blood gushed out wildly, and the deep sea emitted a miserable woo-woo sound. Shwa! Long Fei took a step forward and instantly landed where the scream came from. His body sank and smashed down vertically like a heavy bomb. Rumble! Huge waves soared to the sky. Long Fei drilled into the deep sea, staring at the gigantic prehistoric octopus, his fists exploding. I curse your 18 generations of ancestors. Fury! He had never been so angry before. If he did not vent at all, Long Fei would not be able to endure this anger, and would go crazy. Chapter 859, 14th Dragon Ancestor Attack. Chapter 859, 14th Dragon Ancestor Attack. With the death of the prehistoric mutated octopus, a system notification rang out. Ding! Congratulations to player Long Fei for slaying prehistoric variant octopus. Rewards: 190,000 experience points, 0 power of celestial points, 1 energy values point. Congratulations to player Long Fei for obtaining level 2 variant crystal nucleu. Congratulations to player Long Fei for obtaining mutant blood vein. Congratulations to player Long Fei for obtaining prehistoric variant octopus power release and fusion. The system sounded out continuously. The crystal core of the variation panther was that of a first-grade variant crystal nucleu. This prehistoric variant of the octopus was an elite demon beast, and the core it possessed was a second-grade variant crystal nucleu. His strength was 3 times that of a crystal core. Yen Huang ancestor was drooling, but he did not move. Long Fei did not care about what the prehistoric variant octopus had exploded. He only wanted to vent, only wanted to catch up to and kill all the variation panther that had squashed Song Qianqian, and the others, looking at Long Fei's sinister gaze. The roars of fear came from the throats of those incomparably savage variation panther at the boiling point of the killing thought. They were scared because of the aura on Long Fei's body and the intense killing intent on his body. Long Fei landed on the shore, gave the two women a few healing pellets, and said lightly, "Don't worry, as long as I am here, I won't let anyone hurt you." No one. Finished. Long Fei raised his eyes, stared at the group of variation panther, clenched his fists, and said with an extremely cold voice, "It's your turn." Shua. Long Fei took a step forward, his hand holding onto the sky-burning dragon gun. He jumped straight to the center of the group of variation panther, his gaze sweeping across them, and shouted, "Aren't you all fierce and cruel? Aren't we going to kill everything? Come on. They're all coming for me." Long Fei roared. The group of variation panther surrounding him suddenly retreated, stunned by the aura on Long Fei's body. The hundreds of savage variation panther around were all suppressed by Long Fei alone, and Long Fei was only at the virtual immortals stage. Roar. An angry roar came from the depths of the forest. Boom. The voice carried a sense of majesty and also an order. At this moment, all the variation panther suddenly took a step forward and stared. The fear in their eyes suddenly disappeared and was replaced with a savage gaze. Following the angry roar, Long Fei looked into the depths of the forest. No matter how dense the forest was, it could not block the golden light that was flowing everywhere. Boss, clearly there was a variation panther in the forest. Long Fei's eyes turned sinister. He stared at the depths of the forest and coldly said, "Chasing them down is also your order, right? All right. Now, it's my turn to hunt you down." The dragon spear in Long Fei's hand moved. Boom! The blazing flames on the dragon spear combusted. This kind of power only belonged to the divinity divine weapons. The power of the killing thought in Long Fei's mind moved. Boom! The aura of slaughter exploded forth. Rumble! The raging flames on Long Fei's body burned. Boom! The power of the sky-burning dragon gun was linked to the dragon head in his sea of consciousness. The power of the dragon body also exploded within Long Fei's body, causing the energy to burn even more intensely. Boom, boom. The sound of energy continued to collide against each other. Long Fei's eyes turned sinister. He roared, "Level 6 Wushuang, open!" Unparalleled at the 6th rank, 64 times the attributed strength. In that instant, the peerless proficiency leveled up and leveled up. From level 5 to level 6, it was a qualitative leap. Puffed, swoosh, swish. Long Fei's entire body was scarlet red, like a red-hot metal board. After releasing 64 times the power, he instantly entered a berserk state. His eyes were bloodshot. Yen Huang ancestor said, "Brat, your body won't be able to take it." Just like a madman, activating all of his strength and releasing all of it would cause great harm to his body. Long Fei said solemnly, "In this life, I just hate people who hurt the people around me. Your body can't take it." What was this? He had just seen Ling Long being crushed like that, seeing Song Qianqian nailed to the beach, with his entire body covered in blood. He couldn't care less about his own body. Killing a prehistoric mutated octopus was not enough to quell his anger. Right now, he wanted to kill. Roar. The mutated Black Robe King in the forest roared angrily. The encirclement shrunk once again as a variation panther suddenly attacked and bit towards Long Fei's neck. Long Fei's eyes opened wide and shouted out, "Come!" With a single step, he suddenly dashed forward and stabbed out with the dragon spear in his hand. Die! Boom! The spear pierced through the Black Panther's body. Ding! Congratulations to player Long Fei for killing Variation Panther for obtaining 30,000 experience, 0 power of celestial points, 1 energy values. Congratulations to player Long Fei for obtaining level 1 variant crystal nuclei. Do you wish to fuse them? Crazed slaughter, frenzied advance. The system was also beeping crazily. At the same time, Long Fei's body was also crazily receiving damage. He did not try to defend himself. He only used all of his strength to attack. Within a few minutes, Variation Panther's corpse was everywhere. Long Fei also became a bloodied man. He did not retreat a single step. The anger in his heart did not decrease in the slightest either, and continued to fight his way forward. It was like a pawn crossing the river, not moving back even half a step. Burning heaven! Boom! The power on the sky-burning dragon gun exploded, causing the Variation Panther's voice to explode. Long Fei took a step forward and bellowed, "Come at this, daddy." At the same time, within the formation, all the dragon patriarchs quickly devoured the energy on the Yuan Long's body. Sea Dragon King was also engulfing them under Long Fei's orders. Hurry, hurry! The green dragon ancestor urged them. They could feel the anger on Long Fei's body, and could also feel the true Xiang Long Fei, the mutated demon beast, get closer and closer. Inside Transu Empire's castle, the king of Transu had awoken from his slumber, and his power had recovered completely. He was the previous king of the Transu. He was also the current master of the Transu. It was even the super strong big boss in Long Fei's system. Boom! The power of the Yuan Long's body was completely devoured. Sea Dragon King flipped his body and shot up to the sky. Next, Green Dragon Ancestor broke through the ground and soared into the sky. Black Dragon Ancestor, 8 golden dragons, Blood Dragon, Ghost Dragon, Poison Dragon. They all broke through the ground, the power in their bodies once again breaking through. Sea Dragon King bellowed, "Transu, if you dare touch a single hair on my boss's head, I'll kill you." 14 Dragon Clan patriarchs stood side by side, floating in the air. It was incomparably valiant. Chapter 860, Dragon Ancestral. Chapter 860, Dragon Ancestral. 14 dragon patriarchs were suspended in the air, causing the scene to turn into a complete mess. That domineering aura, that thick power. There was also the domineering tone. It was full of arrogance, looking down on all under the heavens. Transu was slightly startled, and then he started to laugh maniacally. "Ha ha! Sea Dragon King, never thought that you would actually be so weak. Have you forgotten who placed your seal here? And who made you watch over my Transu Empire like that? Ha ha ha! Sea Dragon King, come with me and crush all these people who are related to the dragon race." The king of Transu was very clear about what happened to Sea Dragon King. They were even more clear of Long Fei's identity, the reincarnation of the Yuan Long and the destruction of the Transu Empire. He hated the dragon race extremely, if not for the sudden arrival of the dragon race in the gods' martial continent. They would not suffer a calamity. This disaster was brought about by the Dragon Clan, so he had to tear the Dragon Clan into 10,000 pieces. Sea Dragon King snorted coldly and said, "What does your father do have anything to do with you? What is your father like? Transu, you better behave yourself. You know the power of the dragon race very well. Don't make me worry, or else you won't be able to see the sun tomorrow." Sea Dragon King exclaimed, very arrogant. He originally wanted to be like the Transu and kill the Yuan Long for reincarnation. However, he chose Long Fei now because Long Fei was different from the Yuan Long, and because Long Fei gave him hope. Transu laughed out loud. Dog, forever a dog, just like how it will never change its way of eating feces. Sea Dragon King used to think that you were a person with seed, but I never thought that you were just a lowly mongrel. As soon as he finished, boom, Sea Dragon King released a huge burst of power. Transu, you're courting death. The king of Transu was also not someone to be trifled with. Furthermore, he was not the least bit afraid of Sea Dragon King and the other dragon ancestors as his aura slowly spread out from his body. 6 million years ago, perhaps I would have been afraid of your dragon clan. Ha ha ha. A gloomy and maniacal laughter rang out. The skies suddenly cracked open. A gigantic sword phantom came crashing down. Fast. It was so fast that no one had any time to react, and they didn't sense any energy fluctuations from the Transu's body, so they instantly descended. Sea Dragon King raised his eyes. Boom. His body rose into the air, and with a single step, he soared into the sky. His body emitted a bright light, and he raised his dragon head, heavily blocking the attack. Crack! Rumble! The sky darkened. The ground was devoid of light, and the entire lost continent was trembling. The golden dragon shield shattered into pieces. The 8 golden dragons were instantly overturned. They spat out a mouthful of blood, and their bodies flew back hundreds of kilometers. Ha ha ha! Ha ha ha! Transu laughed wildly in disdain. Dragon Clan Elder? The Golden Dragon tribe with the strongest defense. Ha ha ha! It's just trash. He taunted her ruthlessly. Taunt the dragons? This made them very unhappy. However, due to their current strength being affected by the seal, they had not recovered even 10% of their strength, and were currently in an extremely weak state. He was not a match for Transu, who had a mutated power at all. I'm fine. I won't die. Golden Dragon Master let out a breath as the anger in their hearts surged. Being stomped on like this caused them to feel extremely uncomfortable. However, there was nothing they could do. The green dragon ancestor took a small step forward and said, Transu, bringing about a calamity to your empire is our dragon race's fault. We don't want to do this. But without waiting for the green dragon to finish speaking, the Transu immediately interrupted him and scolded, Who the hell do you think you are? Are you even qualified to talk to me? Swish! A stream of power rushed down and directly overturned Green Dragon Ancestor. Transu started laughing maniacally again. Ha ha! Dragon Clan! It's only this much. Ha ha ha! Defeating the Azure Dragon in one move, Transu's power had already been restored to peak realm. As for the Green Dragon Ancestor and the rest, their cultivation had not even recovered 10% yet, so their powers were not comparable to his at all. The Dragon Ancestor was crushed. It was completely crushed. When the blood on the head of the Variation Panther fell, it died instantly. The system sounded out, and Long Fei checked his striking energy value. When he saw that it was full of 100 points, the idea moved and immediately said, Are you striking a tribute? Ding! Congratulations to player Long Fei for killing Variation Panther King for obtaining 300,000 experience, power of celestial points X0, and energy values X1. Congratulations to player Long Fei for obtaining level 5 variant crystal nucleu. Congratulations to the player Long Fei for obtaining the Variation Panther King Blood Vein. Do you wish to fuse it? Congratulations to player Long Fei for obtaining the mutated Divine Beast Infant Variation Panther King. Congratulations to the player Long Fei for obtaining the Immortal Stages Divine Grade Technique, Rising Cloud Art. Do you wish to cultivate it? The system sounded out continuously. It was also at this time. The system beeped once again. Ding! Congratulations to player Long Fei for leveling up. Current level, Virtual Immortals level, 4. Ding. Congratulations to player Long Fei for obtaining the system's special reward. Do you want to start? In the system in his mind, a gift box was flashing. Long Fei clicked on it and did not report anything good. Ding. Congratulations to player Long Fei for obtaining the special item Xianbao Spirit Stones. Huh. Long Fei was startled. I have never heard of such a thing. What exactly is it? Long Fei was a little confused. He quickly opened up the system to check the attributes of the Xianbao Spirit Stones. Item: Xianbao Spirit Stones grade. Special grade quantity. 10/10 description. This spirit stone is the power of celestial stone. It can be used to provide 1 million power of celestial points for a single use. There are a total of 10 uses, and once consumed, it will be broken. Description 2. Unable to contact usage. Must be more than 2 hours apart. Description 3. The Xianbao Spirit Stones is released. After an hour, the player will regain their original power of celestial value. Oh my God! Long Fei was a little stupefied. 1 million power of celestial points worth of recovery at once. This is truly defying the heavens. What a pity! If the value of the power of celestial increases by 1 million, that would be great. What could he do with 1 million power of celestial points? It was too useful. Moreover, after killing those mutated demon beasts in the secret history continent, Long Fei's power of celestial had more or less been digested. Even if he leveled up now, his power of celestial value would not be able to replenish itself for long. The value of the power of celestial was extremely important to Long Fei here. With the power of celestial's value, there would be an endless flow of power. It was the equivalent of a mage possessing unlimited mana. How amazing was this existence? Furthermore, Chapter 862, Crazed Killer along the way. Chapter 862, Crazed Killer along the way. Long Fei's voice fell. Sea Dragon King and the other dragon ancestors all followed behind Long Fei. They began to worry. Long Fei's current strength was only that of the virtual immortal stage. This cultivation could not withstand even half a move. The Transu's power was too strong. Sea Dragon King replied, Boss, the power that the Transu cultivates is a variant of the Calamity's power. It's a type of Holy Spirit's power. He views himself as the son of the Holy Spirit. This kind of power is the nemesis of our dragon race. The reason why tribulation was a tribulation was because they were unable to withstand it, and the power in the Transu was evolved from the power of the tribulation. Although it was not as strong as the power of tribulation, it was able to increase the damage to the dragon race by several times. Blood trickled down the corner of Green Dragon Ancestor's mouth as he said solemnly, Boss, I suggest we retreat first. Transu is too strong. With our current strength, we are not his match. If we leave when your open dragon domain returns, we can do anything we want to him. If any of them were at their peak strength, Transu would not be a match for them. However, their current strength was less than 10%. They needed the open dragon domain to awaken all of their powers and return. The poisonous ancestor said, slightly, although I am very unhappy with him. Big Brother Azure Dragon is right. This guy is too abnormal. All these dragon ancestors were the same. If they could reach their peak state, this Transu would not be their match. Sea Dragon King frowned and followed. Azure Dragon is right. Our current strength isn't a match for him. If we want to move forward, he won't be able to stop us. Power was in front of him. Even if you are not his opponent, you are still not his match. No matter how hard you try, you won't be able to defeat the Transu. This was his domain, his territory. The Transu seemed to know what they were talking about and started laughing maniacally. Is there a chance for the dragon race to submit? Didn't you destroy all those who disagreed with you? Isn't it the kind of people who never admit defeat? I forgot. All of you are losers in the first place, and you guys were chased out of divinity like dogs. What? Never admit defeat. Never admit defeat. Escaping from the back is just a joke. Ha ha. Transu laughed loudly. The feeling of crushing a dragon was simply too great. He only knew this day would come. He knew that the day the dragon body tomb opened was the day he would take revenge. He had waited more than 6 million years for this day. The faces of the dragons became incomparably ugly. The rage in his heart surged, and he felt extremely displeased. No one dared to speak to them like this.